different angle day thing. But we're just gonna go with it. So taking 3 deep breaths. Oh, excuse me. One big deep breath in through our nose. Out through our mouth. Another big deep breath in through our nose. Out through our mouth. Letting out a sigh. One last big deep breath collectively in through our nose. Filling our belly up, lengthening our spine, feeling our sit bones wherever we're seated, and out through the mouth. Beautiful. So I think we're going to keep today short. It feels more like a card reading day, interestingly enough. There's been some definite messages that coming in that are related to yesterday's message about persevering and trying again and, not giving up, and putting on a new fresh lens. And even though we may have tried something a bunch of different times, really owning maybe we weren't really all committed, or there were parts and things that we didn't know or needed to know at that time. Always taking what's for you, leaving what's not. It's definitely interesting. The card that comes out is untangling neglect for today's message on day 8. I take the time to give myself all the approval I desire. Yeah, I think that there are some things that may have not gone the way we originally planned, but it was because we were looking outside of ourselves for a lot of validation, right? And so, of course, like the seed of what we were trying to do at that time didn't come to fruition and bloom and grow because it wasn't planted correctly. And so now we're been giving the opportunity in this inner sovereignty work and understanding how to anchor our inner sovereignty to rectify these misunderstandings. I'm sorry for all the wind. And so with that being said, it's like planting the seed from being all in this time, planting the seed from knowing more than you did the last time, from being a different version of yourself, from carrying experience that you didn't have those times you tried before. I don't know what this pertains to, but in general, even in your own sovereignty, even in your own path, right? We talked yesterday about how like it's this constant like recommitment practice, it's like this like that's what's going to be asked of us. That's what's asked of us on this path. So let's see what else comes out. Yeah, holding sacred space for yourself, right? Not micromanaging what anchoring your inner sovereignty looks like this round. Really going with the flow, right? Facilitating that relationship between you and God. The whole law is fulfilled in love. Love one another. It's thou shalt love thy neighbor as thyself. Yeah, this is about sharing. This message about really shining as you are is anchoring your inner sovereignty, really owning your light, your gifts, your talents, your ability to hold space for yourself and others, your creativity, all the positive things about you. It's like so many of us who are willing to do the work so quickly run to own the dark parts, the shadow parts, or maybe we don't. Or maybe we this neglect piece is coming up. Like some people, it's different for wherever you are in your first journey, but what I'm getting is there's some kind of neglect of owning a part of your journey or yourself. So neglecting like your light, your gifts, your talents, right, is just as detrimental as neglecting like the sneaky habits, the shadow stuff, the things underneath 444 on the clock. It's about balancing your inner sovereignty. It's about balancing what's there and understanding that there's this light, this dark, but behind even that is really who you are, which is the love, like the higher dimensional being, the soul behind these like aspects that exist and come into fruition in the 3D, right? That's really beautiful. So just look today where, there's a exercise coming through for journaling, if you like journaling, about making a list of like all the things you like about, like your favorite attributes you like about people or leaders or people you admire, writing all those attributes down, all the things you admire. And then on the other side, writing, or on another piece of paper or another list, writing down all the attributes or qualities or things you don't admire, all the things you don't like, all the things you feel disgust or hate for, or whatever the word is that's negative connotation for you. And after you write these lists down, so you can pause the video. Beautiful. Okay. I'm assuming you paused. And now you're back. And so you should have a list of all the qualities and the people, attributes, things that you admire in others, attracted to. And then you should have a list of all the things you're not, right? The opposite, repulsed by, find negative, whatever the feeling is. And then there's a line of teaching and thinking where we only can see things that are within ourselves. Yeah. So the good news is all those good attributes you attract and project, it would actually be, there's a positive word for transference. Thank you. So when we project positive qualities onto others that we don't own within ourselves, it's called transference. So like whatever the positive list is, yeah. And if you're like, whoa, I already have those qualities, you're kidding. What? I don't, whatever. That's your homework today. Take some time to really acknowledge and give yourself accolades. Like you do have those qualities within you, the potential, the seeds. Like you've probably done things in your life that reflect that you own those qualities, those gifts, those abilities. And then you also do the work with the other flip side, where it's like those things that you really, really feel like a negative charge, like real like emotion behind that you don't like. You also have a version of those qualities within you, so you love it. And that, I know that can suck, but that's projection. That's called projection. When we project on others what we are not willing to own for ourselves, that we are experiencing within our world, that we don't have the ability or capacity at that time to own, right? It's a form of protection when you cannot see what you're not ready to see. But if you're here and you're on this path of wanting to own your sovereignty, wanting to be in your power, take responsibility, walk in your truth and your authenticity, right? These are essential steps that we must take, and you're ready to take, or else you would not be here receiving this message. Yeah, it's really quite beautiful, and it doesn't have to be literal. It could even be symbolic, like symbolic transference, symbolic projection, right? Both of the good qualities and the negative qualities, right? So for example, maybe you dislike alcoholism. This is coming from another teacher that I really worked with. Maybe you dislike alcoholism and you're like, Sabrina, I'm not an alcoholic. What do you mean? Well, it's the thing underneath it, the codependency, the substance abuse, the lack of self-worth. Dig deeper into what it is that person is reflecting to you. Lack of responsibility for self, lack of control, a form of addiction. I don't know what it is for you, and this feels so big. Like I feel like the people who are watching this like are cross spans of time and cross spans of experiences. So really it's very general collective stuff. So really just, apply what's for you. I'm just offering what's coming through to share. Yeah. Beautiful. And that could be the same for the transference, the positive qualities too, right? Dig a little deeper. Maybe it's a symbolic meaning underneath. And when you sit with yourself and practice these kinds of conversations with yourself and the divine, you grow that muscle of your intuition. You grow that muscle of anchoring your inner sovereignty, of owning your voice, owning what you know to be true, taking the time to hold space for yourself to grow in this way, right? It's very important. How we hold space for others is how we hold space for ourselves. So anything you're doing, when you take the time to do this inner work, it just makes you that much better able to show up for others. So as deep as you go with yourself is probably as deep as you can go with anyone else. I know for me, I haven't been able to teach anything that I haven't done or embodied. And I haven't been able to take people where they need to be taken or guide them to where they need to be taken unless I've gone there first on my own. Or with a teacher or a guide or a mentor in my own, that I needed. Who already had been there and embodied that. So it goes the same with this, beloveds. Yeah, today feels so much shorter. It feels so much more like a shorter, maybe this week these are shorter messages that are needed. But I really do invite you to continue your practices, whatever you're doing for yourself daily, whether that's meditation, whether that's journaling, whether that's showing up watching these videos every day, and really just taking this challenge, this journey seriously for yourself. All of that makes a difference. Yeah, I saw 11:11. All of that creates ripples. There's nothing that you can do that's unnoticed, right? Every time you meditate, every time you do something positive, even a small deed, whether other people externally see it, the universe knows energetically you're putting that into the collective. And that is service. That is love. That counts. Yeah. So thank you. Yeah. So, I don't know how, I think I'm getting that I might be putting out some energy work videos that might be available if you're interested, and I email them to people, just there's not appropriate for this platform. So if you find yourself wanting to go deeper today, feel free to message me or comment. Yeah, whatever feels good for you. And I can send you those things as a part of this journey. All right, family. Until next video. So proud of you. Keep going.